So why in God's name would I ask you to do a self-audit on your online tools? Well, folks, mostly because it's tax day today in the United States. I'm recording this on April 17th. Now, unlike a tax audit, a self-online tools audit can reap you nothing but rewards. You can see where you have redundant tools. You can see where you need to streamline things, which would also result in you saving some money and having a much less stressed life. So let's get to it. It's Amy Keys with the Digital Capital Company, and we help web and service-based businesses streamline their online tools so they can have more profit and less stress in their business.
So we've jumped over here to the worksheet open here on my computer. And what we want to do is use this worksheet to make sure that we don't forget any important areas of our business. What can happen is over time, as the business grows, you add in more online tools, you start forgetting what you have, you don't realize how many that you have, and perhaps these tools could be redundant. And we can also look at where some integration and automation between your different tools can possibly work out. So I've gone through and added in questions about your email, the number of business-related email addresses you have. That would be something like your own business address, which for me is amy@mydigitalcapital.com. You can have an info@ address. Maybe it's a support@ address. Maybe you have client-related emails where they've given you a specific email related to their company because they prefer you to communicate that way. All of those email addresses, enter how many that you have. We've gone into online storage where you're saving documents, saving pictures, and all of the options aren't meant to be exhaustive. I just tried to include the most common ones. When you're taking notes, what do you use? Your accounting system, this is a big one. Xero, QuickBooks Online, no matter which one it is, we can know what can be integrated best with other systems. Your website platform, what your website is built on, can also decide what types of tools can be integrated together. Landing pages, oftentimes people don't build landing pages directly in their website. They might use something like ClickFunnels. So it's important to make sure that we know which software is used for funnels. For online payment processing, whether it's tied into your accounting system online, just in general, how do you collect payments? Scheduling appointments, when you want to book with clients or just colleagues, how do you do that? Your email marketing platform, that's when you're sending out mass emails. What is it that you're using? If you have a CRM, when you're tracking tasks and projects, Asana is a common one. Trello is another one. Just think about how you're doing that. And if you don't have a project management system, maybe you want to make a note that it's time to get one. Hosting webinars, Zoom, Webinar Jam, these are common ones. Do you offer courses to customers or clients? Hosting videos. Do you have videos in YouTube? Do you have some in Vimeo? Or do you have them someplace else? Facebook, I like to cover this in an audit because lots of people offer both free and paid groups. Maybe they're starting to use messenger bots. Workplace is something I now use often and is a little bit newer. And if you're doing ads, so we can see what can be implemented together and tied into your other systems with what you're doing on Facebook. And then lastly, sometimes people are already familiar with Zapier or Integromat or any of these other examples. And it's good to know if you're already using them, or if you're not using them, you can look at getting that introduced into your systems. I also like to know if you're on a Mac or a PC, because of course they operate quite differently. I encourage you to do this quick self-audit of your system, and it'll give you an eye-opening experience of just how much you're using at one time.
I hope today's tutorial on how to run your own online tools self-audit was helpful, and you can see where you might be able to make some changes. I've included a link to the worksheet, so please take a look. Feel free to download it, and we'll see you in the next video.